So I'm doing my video blog from my garden today because it's just so nice out and I do want you to see my garden. Um, so I haven't made a video in a long time, but I want to tell you about some new things in my spiritual journey that have been happening, and I highly recommend it. What Where it all began was when I took this class that had nothing to do with spirituality, and but I was at the time really looking for something beyond this world, something that would give me inner peace. And so I went to this class, and like I said, it was not at all related to spirituality. It was more like a self-help kind of thing. And after I walked out, I was like, my God, I see God everywhere. I told my mom that, and she was freaked out. She thought like they had brainwashed me or something. But it was that's the moment where I had an awakening, where I just saw life for what it was. Like I just got a glimpse of it. I don't know why I got it there, and I don't think that I would give other people the same feeling, but it didn't. Other people who went to the class, and it was basically because I was looking for that particular thing in my life, and that's why I got that. And even the class says it. It says you will get what you want out of this class. So I guess I wanted spirituality, but after that, eventually, I didn't know how to continue to have that experience about life and see life in that way, because that class didn't give me really the tools for that. So eventually I lost it. I lost that feeling, and I went back to what I think is the trance of our mind, of our thoughts. And I got that feeling back when I read Eckhart. Eckhart Tolle. If you haven't read his books, I highly recommend it. I read A New Earth, but his first book was The Power of Now, which was, I guess, really effective for a lot of people. But I read A New Earth, which was his second book, and it was amazing. And I got the same feeling back, and I was floating on air. Um, what he talks about is mindfulness and just being present to every moment instead of spending it in your thoughts. So I started doing that, and again, it was really good, and I was on top of the world. And then my dad started getting sick, and even though he was also practicing it, and he was at the time more in tune and more present with all his pain and everything than I was losing it. I was just becoming more and more upset about the situations and getting lost in my head, while he was beyond it all. So then I kind of lost it again, and fell back into my trance of thoughts. And I recently, after my sister has gone to these mindfulness classes, and she was telling me about it, and I realized how similar it was to what Eckhart was saying and how much peace it was bringing in my life. And so I kind of started going back to that, and um, it's been amazing again. I mean, I think the spiritual journey is not a linear one. It just goes up and down, and you might lose it, and you might go back to it, and you might read something else that will reconnect you with the truth. Um, but the thing to, I think that will take you back to the truth is the inner desire and commitment to to be there to realize that life isn't just this like running around, going to work, taking care of things, taking care of your house, making money, going to vacations. It's not just this, because in reality, you're living in your head. I mean, I'm meditating like 3 times a day now, and I still constantly am in my thoughts about the next minute. I was just sitting here writing, and I was thinking, what am I going to say in my blog? It's always about the next minute. You're not ever in that moment. And then in the moment, you're calculating what your next step should be for the next thing that's happening. Whether it's a phone call or a writing or a class or what you need to get for your kids or what you need to get for your house, you're constantly thinking about that. Then you do it, right? So you've already prepared for it, you've planned every scenario in your head, and then you go and do it, and then what happens next? Then you contemplate whether you did the right thing or not. Was that the right thing? Should I have done that? I should have done it this way. I should have said this. I should have done this. And your mind is constantly saying those things without you realizing it. You don't realize it because you are thinking it. You think you're thinking it. So you can't see that you are in this trance of thinking, and meanwhile you're missing the moment. You're missing feeling the air and hearing the sounds and being in your body and really experiencing life as opposed to thinking about the experience of life. So what I recommend is dedicating yourself to living life as opposed to thinking about it. I shared this video on my Facebook of this lady singing this song, No Regrets. And I was thinking about it, and I realized the only way that you can have no regrets is by living every moment, experiencing it all, even experiencing the resistance. You know how you want to resist the moment and resist things, and it's cold, so you don't want to feel the cold, and just experience it all. Just say yes to the moment. And that's how you live life. And you don't have regrets because you don't spend time thinking about what you did or what you're going to do, and instead you're living. I watched the video, it's pretty amazing. I was crying the whole time. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today.